The 23rd of loneliness.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this edition of Unpopular Review. While you're at it, why don't you give us a follow on these beautiful social media platforms known as Facebook and Twitter at Unpopular Review. But there's another one. Give us a follow on Instagram. We got funny pictures, we got updates, and we have things where we tell you everything that's going on. So why don't you give us a follow on Instagram at unpopular.review. And now, back to the show.
Why do you look scared? I'm scared. It'll all be over soon.
Hello.
What an intro. Gotta love it, Steve. Thank you so much for that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unpopular Review Entertainment. We are here to review Creep. No pun intended on this Netflix movie, which I never heard about until we said we're going to do Tales of Terror, and somebody said, this is what I'm going to pick, Creep. I guess when she's out, she gets a lot of these, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but this is actually E's pick. And we're gonna let E tell everybody
Megan.
she picked it. Yeah, you picked it. So tell everybody why you picked it.
Oh, wow.
So number one, I'm a huge TLC fan. I didn't know that they were in the horror genre. So I was really excited for this. That being said, they are not in this, so don't be fooled. This is actually a Mark Duplass film. I think that's how you say the last name. I hope it is, because I'm going to say it several more times this episode. Anyway, this movie is super freaking weird. It's a found footage movie, which I'm not usually a huge fan of. You have to, in other words, you have to work really, really hard to get me scared of some found footage type stuff. But this one does it really well, because not only is it kind of funny, kind of cringy, but it just elicits this visceral response from its audience that's like, yo, what? Why? Or no, or bruh, what? Get out of there. Get out of there now. Like, it just really, it gets you to audibly respond to what you're watching, and stuff that is able to do that is A-okay in my book. So I came across this on Netflix. It was on a list of like pretty good horror films within the last decade. Sometime last year I watched it after reviewing that list, because I was, in a way, I was really feeling the horror vibe, but a lot of the horror movies that had come out as of late were not living up to my standard. I was a huge fan of Hereditary. I've said Hereditary a million cotillion times when talking about horror films. I was a huge fan of Midsommar. Possessor I picked for last year. There's a couple other like big or I guess really well executed horror films that I've seen in recent years, and this one, it's sneaky, right? Because it's really funny, but in a weird way. It's just like weird ass people, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you just meet people that are so just socially awkward that you're like, oh, and you give them these allowances, but whole time they're probably an axe murderer. I don't know. It just makes you not want to be that nice person to people, and I love that, because I'm generally pretty nice. So at any time, I guess I'm on the cusp of being murdered. But anyway, that's why I picked this movie.
All
Can't
right.
wait to hear what you normies think.
Well,
What's up?
well, with that being said, I'll go into mine because I freshly watched this today for the first time. And when you were talking about it just now, you mentioned that um it was sneaky, right? It was sneaky. But I thought you said it put you to sleep because that's exactly what it did to me when I was watching. I literally fell asleep a good 2 times watching this movie. And the only thing that woke me up was the loyalty to this brand because I was done. I was done. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it. Okay, there were a couple scenes that were really odd. And I say this because the whole movie is more odd than anything else, right? Like the scenes with him in the tub, like as soon as the guy came in with the camera, he was like, all right, I'm gonna hop in the tub. And he followed him in there at his request. And as soon as he saw him trying to drop trowel, I don't know why the hell he just didn't leave at that point. There's no way. There's nothing that would have made me stay walking in the bathroom and seeing this man's pubes and ass. I don't get it. I don't get why the sister who eventually he picked up the phone for and she told him to get out. I don't understand why she didn't tell him the extent of her brother's, psychosis and why she did nothing to, I guess, try to locate him, knowing that he's crazy and he has someone in his house by force at this point. The whole scene, this is probably the funniest scene in the movie. When he had on the wolf mask and was rubbing his ass against the door,
Oh my god!
suggestively. I was like, what is going on in this movie? It's clearly some, furry inspired scenes.
Yeah, I was going to say I was slightly aroused. I'm not gonna lie.
He was trying to seduce him, clearly. I will say that the ending was pretty good for me because when he's recording himself at the park, saying, oh yeah, I got 911 on speed dial, and you see slowly the other guy creeping in the frame, with the axe, and it's like you can't look away because you're like, okay, is he going to do it? Is he not going to do it? And that was an interesting scene. But overall, man, it was a tough watch for me, at least for me. I can't speak for everybody, but I struggled with this one. But the acting wasn't bad. Like it was, I believe that this guy was crazy. I believe that the other guy was scared. So, hats off to them. But the pacing of it, and I think it was only an hour and 20 something minutes, but it dragged. It definitely
Hour
took
and
every
17.
second.
I
What you say?
think that
Hour
was part of
17.
it. I think, if I may, I think that was part of it. I think it was made to make you be in that moment with them and feel the utter cringe and awkwardness of each and every scene. I don't know how, maybe y'all are very used to already at this time, like post lockdown, being around other human beings, but I'm not all the way quite there yet. And so I fully can relate to all these little weird cringy moments, like not as if I'm a killer, but mostly like, what is happening right now? Like,
Okay,
being
yeah, like
stuck
how
in a room
socially
with
awkward he
somebody that,
was.
being stuck in a room with somebody that has some unclear intentions, just is like, what?
Man,
Okay.
leave. When in doubt, leave. I'm quick to leave a
Very
place, and I
that.
don't understand why the guy
Very that.
It made no sense to me. Made no sense. And even when the police didn't believe it, I think that's true. Like a lot of times police don't prevent crimes. They just look after, they try to find criminals, but they don't prevent crimes. And we could see that in one of the scenes where he was trying to find help. He called 911, but they were like, okay, well, what did he do? He's just being creepy. There's nothing much you can do. But I already spoke enough. I'll let someone else give their thoughts. Someone take the floor if you must, because you do.
Okay. Well, I have mixed feelings about this movie. Honestly, I do. Because number one, I really don't like the way that they're marketing the woods and Craigslist as something creepy. Like, they use the people use these platforms for a lot of different things. And now things like this are just going to make people scared of Craigslist. And now I understand why so many people are sketched out by Craigslist. And then the other thing, yes, that's right. That's right. That's right. Hey, hey, shoe fly, shoe fly. You need them to breathe. But anyway, um, I just the whole thing like with the woods and him being in the woods and all of that, like that creeps people out. And now the other thing is this movie, what it does very well is that it creeps you out from beginning to end. From the moment that you see the action, the thing, right? You just start thinking like, all right, eventually that's what's gonna happen, and then that's eventually what does happen. But just the whole dragging of the whole situation, every single thing is creepy. From the moment that you see this guy, just look at his smile.
Mm-hmm.
Just look at his smile. I don't think I would have gotten at the car. I think I would have been like, this should have been in Nope.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I would have seen that guy. I would have just hit reverse and be like, nope, and bounce. Forget that $1,000 because yeah, no,
Yeah,
no,
he should have got a vibe. He should have got a
yeah.
vibe from
It's
him.
just that like
Y'all never tried to make rent and y'all at the week, y'all down to the wire. It's the weekend
yes,
before.
yes, but at the same time, like the thing is, this guy like
Not that bad.
the red flag was just everywhere, and this guy and Aaron wasn't stupid. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? He wasn't a dumb guy. He just like he
Mm-mm.
pretty much knew he could pick up on what the hell was going on. But I guess he was just trying to be accommodated, which I understand. But yo, you bargain. And now, with that being said, I personally think that the purpose of these movies, because here's the truth, you know, it's two movies. It really is just one big movie, and clearly I went and saw the second one, right?
Ooh.
So
Whoa,
now,
you watched it?
yeah, yeah, I went into the second one, and the second one is even crazier than the first one. But the thing here's what I really think. Here's what I really think about this movie. I think the purpose of this movie is specifically for Netflix and chill, and that's why it's only like an hour and 17 minutes, right? Because you can play this, creep somebody out, and then have a good time. I really do. I really do. I really think that you can do that with this, especially like around the time of Halloween, when especially if she's this kind of girl that likes to be scared and shit like
Go
that.
get your wolf mask.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Setting the
yeah,
mood.
yeah. Peach fuzz will come out. You bring out the peach fuzz and all of that. You know what I mean?
Peach
Like
fuzz.
that's what I think. That's really what I think what this is about. Because honestly, like if this is where horror is going, where all you have to do is just creep people out and then have one kill at the end of the movie, then that's disappointing.
Disappointing. Wow.
Disappointing. Like if all of a sudden we get a series of movies where it's just like creep, 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 creep for then one kill, then I'm disappointed by that. Like I understand the purpose of this, why this is the title of this. You know what I mean? So that's why I have like mixed feelings about it for several
Okay.
different reasons. Now at the same time, I'm not gonna lie, I was somewhat entertained because at the same time it really had me like, all right, what the hell is this guy gonna do? Right? But like, here's the truth: if I saw this at the movie theater, I
No.
would love to be around some ratchet ass people. So much fun. Just listening to them just go, "Don't go in there. Are you serious right now?" I would love it, love it. I wouldn't even want to listen to the movie. I would just listen to all the comments. I think it would be great. I think it would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's
um, if I can delve back in a little bit before we get executive consulted. Um, so just a little background about the creator Mike Duplass. He's the creep, right?
Oh.
He's part of a duo who has an HBO series anthology series called Room 104, and it's a mixture of creepy, kind of spooky, but different types of weird, just very eerie storytelling that they do on that show. This is where I got introduced to him though, and this style of film has its own sub genre called mumble gore, and it's derivative of the mumblecore movement, which is like slackers, right? Like these very relationship driven, not a lot of music to prompt you, right? Just very relationship dynamic driven type of film. And when it comes to a movie like this that's specifically horror, the reason that I can appreciate it is even though there's only one kill, is because it's just this buildup, right? It's this uneasy feeling throughout the whole thing, and stuff, actions that you wouldn't have done that the main character does, or that the protagonist does rather, that has you like, why would you do that? Until it gets to a point and it passes a threshold of no return. And for me, what I noticed about this movie, the threshold of no return was like pretty much as soon as he realized who Joseph really was, talked to the sister, the keys being lost, and he gets home and he realizes the guy knows where he lives.
Mm-hmm.
The guy is sending him DVDs. The guy is sending him stuffed wolves. The guy is in his head. He's having nightmares about this man. Like, it is so... It just gets so intense, and it builds up this intensity until this climax that is like, you knew it was coming. And yet still you just weren't quite prepared for it. I wasn't, at least, because I was partially entertained, like in a humor sense, like, because this dude is so weird, right? And he's just saying all these little things. He keeps jump scaring Aaron throughout the movie, which is kind of funny to me too. The peach fuzz thing, it was kind of funny, kind of like sexy, but like in a dirty way. Like, it feels like I should not be turned on by this, but it is a little bit. And then right before
Monster
Aaron,
romance,
you know that he has to like charge at this dude in this wolf mask that's like grinding the air slowly. It's like, bro, stop it! What are you doing? And it's just like it was intensely uncomfortable. And I think as a person who has survived the COVID lockdown, the idea of intense discomfort is so scary to me. It's literally horrific. And there we have it.
Okay. The executive.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how to, get my thoughts together. Y'all said so much, and some things I agree with, some things I disagree with. I was really looking forward to Vic's take on it, because I was like, is he going to talk about the sequel? He's a big sequel guy, and this one had it. Of course, he already went to go watch it. I mean, I'm surprised he went to go watch it already. I'm not sure I'm going to watch it, but let's talk about it. I want to sum up what I really find interesting about this movie, and this is how we're going to do it.
Oh my god. This is going to be a good day.
That's how I felt at the beginning of the movie. I'm like, okay, a little crazy there. I mean, it looked like it might be interesting. It looked like it might be enthralling. Then at the end of the movie,
yeah, what was that?
Now, here's what I need you to understand. That was not me being scared of that scene. That was me like, what the freak did I just watch? Last year, you had us watch something called, and you just reminded me of it. And this
Possessor.
Right. That's the scariest thing of this whole Eight Tales of Terror is Possessor, because the movie was god awful, right? Then you have us watch Creep, right? And wow, I got uncomfortable because I've met a creep. Granted, thank God I have not had an axe in the back of my head, but I've met that same creep who makes you so uncomfortable. Like, I'm trying to leave, dude. What are you doing? Right now, granted, the dude was a little bit of a female internal organ, because I'm trying to figure out why you didn't just knock him out. I mean, you look like you're bigger than the guy, but okay, fine, cool, right? You had him on the sleep, and then just because he puts on some damn Halloween mask and starts gyrating like he wants to practice for OnlyFans, all of a sudden you don't know what's going on. I didn't get it, man. But I tell you one thing I did like about the movie. The movie did this thing where he charged, and then I thought the movie was over. Right, because it went to a black skin and it came, and you see him thinking, I'm like, oh, okay, dude lost. That's what you get, because you had a chance, right? And then you didn't leave, right? But okay, fine, cool. And then the guy is still filming everything, filming how scared he is. He's getting DVDs, and then the guy says You know what? Vic, I'm sorry. I wish you had. Can you like duck real quick, Vic? Can you duck? Right. All right. So this guy right here, right? This guy right here gets on a DVD after he already broke windows, been in your home. You might not know you were asleep some of those times, right? He's tapping on the window. Hey, crazy, right? This is like 21st century cable guy crazy, right? And just because he makes a face and smiles and says, "Hey, I want to meet you one time in public," like, no, mofo, no.
Come back, Vic.
How stupid are you? And then you don't turn around the whole time. I would have been watching my surroundings the entire. First of all, I would have done a period, but I would have been watching my surroundings all the time. The guy literally held an axe up, right? He literally held the axe up for like 10 minutes. I took a nap, just like C. I took a nap. I woke up. He still held the axe. I'm like, when's he going to off the guy? Is he going to off him? Is he going to kill himself? I don't know what's going on, right? So for all that, I will have to say thank you, E. Thank you for having me watch this movie. I appreciate that. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, final thoughts. Have a good one.
Now, he just saw Superboy get taken out and Raven, and he gonna pull up with the batons.
What an idiot!
How much of your superiors explained to you?
Only that the three were slain in open ground, their heads severed from their bodies.
Taken by the headless horseman, taken back to hell.
He rode a giant black steed. To look at him made your blood run cold. Even today, the western woods is a haunted place where brave men will not venture.
We have murders in New York without benefit of ghouls and goblins.
You're a long way from New York, Constable.
Yes, we are back in River Creek, right? Creek, Netflix special from 2014. I am the exec consultant along with E Boogie, who's doing a little headless horseman herself, as well as Peach Fuzz and C, the superior. And we're about to get into our final thoughts as well as thumbs up and thumbs down. So let's see who wants to go first. C, why don't you take it away?
All right, so this movie. Oh man, you guys know horror is in my genre, but I do like a Netflix movie. You know, I've always been trying to get us to do more new releases on Netflix, even though this isn't new. This is a Netflix release. But I can't get behind it, man. I can't get behind this low key, and I love you, E, but this low key might be the worst movie I've seen on ATL's Terror, and that's including Casper.
Oof.
Including Casper.
That's wild.
Because
wait till
at
Sleepy
least
Hollow.
Casper was so bad that you can laugh at it. This one was just, it's bad, but it wasn't bad to the point that it was super comical. It was just like, I'm falling asleep.
I think you need a vacation.
So for that reason, I'm forced to give this movie the thumbs down it deserves. Thumbs down.
Boo you, baddie. Next.
Peach Fuzz. I have to admit, you actually gave a review earlier, and I don't know which way you're going to go. Normally, I already know that you're going to give the thumbs up. No, I can't wait.
Look, here's the truth.
So you were lying before.
It's certainly titled correctly because this is a movie for creeping.
Sleep.
Especially the second one. Why? Because the second one has a woman in it, right? So this movie has function.
See, could I get the chuckles?
It's very functional. It's very functional, right? You put on the second movie.
I'm sorry, C's making me laugh. And E, because I can hear
it. This is a Netflix and chill. Listen, they knew what they were doing with this movie. This is a Netflix and chill. So because it's functional, I'll give it a thumbs up.
Wow. Yes. Thumbs up, bums up.
Oh.
All right, E Boogie, your movie.
Y'all should already know I give it a thumbs up because it's weird. And I love a good weird movie that sits with me for a little bit that makes me think like, yo, what? And to circle back, Craigslist is creepy, and we need to keep that in mind. Okay. Yes, we've sold stuff on Craigslist successfully, right? But those people that we've worked with on Craigslist, those random times were successful, were the few sane people that are on there, because everyone else on there is for sure the Craigslist killer. Like, it's for sure a real thing that happened, and you just really got to be careful. If you got to be careful on the dating apps, you for sure have to be careful on Craigslist. Like, what? It's a no. But this is a thumbs up for me. Check out Room 104. Check out some more of those mumblecore movies. But it's a thumbs up for me. It's too weird to pass up.
You know, it's funny you mentioned 104. I was somewhere, I don't know where, but I was somewhere and that show was on, and I saw how creepy. I was like, what the hell? And it's somebody who runs a hotel. Let me tell you, not exactly a fantasy and stuff like that, right?
Oh,
but I do like the premise and the story, if it makes sense. Like, it's not something I will watch, but I respect the fact of what you're trying to do. That's that show. Let's talk about this movie, right? C mentions this a few times that she wishes we can give thumbs to the side, and I can see why. Because honestly speaking, if I could give a thumb to the side, this movie might get a thumb to the side, right? But I have to give a thumbs up or thumbs down. And if I have to give a thumbs to the side, and then it makes me want to turn my thumb this way and poke me in the eye for watching this movie, because this guy was dumb as freak. Okay,
yeah.
I wish I could go for the gold, but this movie was. This man was dumb as freak. The guy looks like a creep. Now, I know he was supposed to be going for it. That's his role, right? That he created and all that other stuff. But the man instantly on the damn window. Oh, no, son. I'm gone. Are you already showing me you're nuts? First impressions are everything. And that first impression showed me you're nuts. Then I follow you on the damn bathtub? No. Then you taking me up some damn hill with a whole bunch of trees? I'm allergic. A whole bunch of trees. F you, Vic. I don't understand it, right? You say, oh, I don't know where we're going. We just got to keep going. You're weird.
In fact.
The way you're standing on top of a staircase is weird, okay? You showed me pictures that you took of me when I got there. You're weird. You talked about raping your wife. You're weird. You have a wolf mask. You're weird. You stole my keys, so I'm not leaving. You're weird. I am able to remember. And
you know what's funny? He went and got his car towed later.
Still giving thumbs up is weird to me. Because I did enjoy this movie from beginning to end. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up. But it was freaking weird. And I can't believe I did that. Because you should get a thumbs to the side.
I can't either.
Thank you so much for watching us here at C had time to do this. I can't.
I demand a recount of Steve's love.
Oh, that's ill.
Robbery.
That's how much she probably disliked that movie, because she doesn't usually do stuff like that. So that just shows you how much she does not like this movie. I disagree with this being the worst tale of terror ever. It's definitely either Casper or Possessor.
If we did Jason X, it would have been Jason X.
Jason X is a classic, and you'll respect it. Okay.
It's gonna be Sleepy Hollow though, for real. It's gonna be Sleepy Hollow. Promise.
Join us tomorrow for Sleepy Hollow. Unfortunately, Vic and I won't be there. I gotta talk about that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching us. So for C Disappear, for E Boogie, for Peach Fuzz.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. Oh, wow.